Number 2, broker agreements with buyers. Part A, buyer representation compensation is fully negotiable. When a buyer enters into a representation agreement with a broker, the buyer authorizes the broker to locate properties for the buyer to buy and agrees to pay the buyer's broker if a transaction is completed. Compensation amounts are not fixed by law and are fully negotiable. When negotiating compensation, the parties may discuss factors such as the broker's expertise and experience, the type of broker services to be performed, and the broker's time and expenses, among other considerations. Part B, requirement for written agreements. Pursuant to a nationwide class action settlement reached by the National Association of Realtors, participants in multiple listing services are required to have a written agreement with a buyer prior to showing a buyer a residential property or giving a buyer a tour of such a property. The agreement must identify the amount of compensation to be paid to the broker for services provided and require that the broker cannot receive any compensation in excess of the amount specified in the agreement. Pursuant to legislation expected to become law in California on January 1st, 2025, all licensees showing a buyer any type of property will be required to have a written agreement with that buyer prior to the showing. Part C, advantages of written agreements. Buyers and their brokers benefit when the terms of their relationship and respective duties are in writing. A written agreement establishes clear mutual expectations and helps avoid misunderstandings over the buyer and broker's duties and the amount of compensation the buyer's agent is to be paid.